About a year and a half ago, I got some supplies from a subscriber and I ended up drawing this bassist character, and I really liked him. So I ended up adding a vocalist to the mix because I was like, hey, a band kind of needs a vocalist. But then I was like, a band has a lot more members, doesn't it? So that's what this week's video is. So hi everyone, I'm Ward and welcome to my channel Ward Draws a Lot, and this week we're going to be adding 2 more members to the band so we can kind of complete it. Or not if we add more members later, who knows. So as you can see here, I did a 2-for-1 special. I did 2 members of the band, and they're actually brother and sister, which is kind of why I wanted to draw them together to show that they're kind of like this little mini duo within the band itself. I also use this as like an opportunity in general just to draw siblings, because I noticed that like I'll just draw a character, leave them on a paper, and be like, yeah, they exist. That's all right. And I'm like, you know what, that's good enough most of the time. But if I'm making a like mini story like this, I like to try and add some kind of additional features or like some seasoning to the story, right, where we're like, oh, this character has this or does this. So I'd like to think that these 2 characters who are siblings who also play music decided to, join a band, and that's how it kind of meshes in together. I really wanted to try and make sure that the siblings looked enough like each other. Obviously not every sibling looks alike, right? I have many siblings, and out of all of us, only like me and my younger brother really look alike, okay? Genetics are a very funny thing, but I really wanted to capture that they do look alike with their like little features that they have. Like I made sure both of them had high cheekbones and sunken in cheeks. I just figured maybe that was something they inherited from their mother and father, and like that's like one of their distinguishing markers for like their, I guess, genetic makeup. So there's that thing kind of going on. They both do also have like these very square and shapely faces. Even the girl, usually girls have a softer face, right? Like, and not always, of course. This is all in pretext, not always, because genetics are crazy. But for the sake of, hey, these are siblings and in a drawing, and for them to be distinguished as so, I made it that the girl even has a very shapely face, and it's the only difference between her and her brothers is much of a longer face, or a narrower face, I guess you could say, versus hers, which is a little wider, and I guess that's a genetic marker for like a gender, I'm guessing, right? Where usually women's faces are a little shorter and wider. Not always the case. As I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that, because I know somebody gonna be like, hey, my thing isn't like that. And I'm like, all right, bro, that's great, but I'm just talking to theoretics. Please let the theory exist for like 2 seconds here. But like the face for her is a little bit wider, and you could tell that it's like a little bit more feminine just from her looks and her body and everything else too. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to play up off of each other. I thought that it was like really cute. For this character on the screen right now, he is the drummer of the band. So we already have the bassist, we have the vocalist, he's the drummer, and by definition, I don't make the rules, okay? The drummer is always the hottest person in the band. This is not me, all right? This is just what's written off somewhere in the books, right? And sometimes I just so happen to agree. But I really wanted to up the attractiveness on this character, because he's gorgeous. Oh my goodness, he's beautiful. So I really wanted to like show that, and like of course I did his body up, and like his face is pretty. I really thought it would be cute to give him this like super big blonde puff afro that's like kind of tied up at the top. So it's like this really big puff on his head, which is like super cute to me. I really like it. I did give him his little accessories, because so far what I've noticed for the other 2 characters, which was the bassist and the vocalist, they have some kind of red element. Like the bassist has an entire red jumpsuit, the vocalist has like the red heart on his chest, and he's wearing like a red lipstick kind of thing going on. For this character, I decided red ribbons all around, and it also plays in with his character. I thought that it would be really cute if each of the band members like a different kind of rock genre, because rock is so like, it's so vast, man. Like there's so many mini genres within rock itself that it only made sense to me for each of them to have some kind of a different like I guess, genre that they really favor. Like this character on the screen right here, he would definitely be more along the lines of like hippie rock, right? Rock from like the 70s, something along the sorts, where like maybe he would listen to like Fleetwood Mac or like maybe some Pink Floyd or like something like that's very of the time. So I thought that that would be like really cool that he has that. And then I feel like he kind of gives off the hippie rock vibe where he's very like freeform and like things are kind of like flowing a certain way, and you know, drums are very much like you walk to the beat of your own drums. So I thought that that would be like a cool characteristic to give him. It makes sense to me, and like I really like that hippie rock is for him. I don't know. I think it's like really cute. The bassist would be much more of like, I guess, like a punk rock kind of vibe going on for him, because that's what he's definitely giving me. Some bands that like the bassist would listen to would definitely be like the oldies but goldies, like Linkin Park, Paramore. You have like oh my god, maybe like a Papa Roach thing kind of going on. I know a lot of people consider them other different kind of like genres too. Like I know it's alternative rock too, but I feel like alternative and punk are kind of along the same lines almost, but like not really. But I don't know, I feel like for me a lot of rock is very interchangeable, but I know some people are very specific about it. So like if you got some of the specifics or you know them, let me know, because I listen to like everything. I'd like to say on my playlist is a vast majority of not only rock but every genre in the book, except for like maybe like country. Like I can't get like into it. Like I have like maybe out of the 1,000+ songs on my playlist, maybe like 2 country songs, and even then they're not very like country. They're like I guess like a pop country kind of thing going on, you know what I mean? And like I guess like death metal, I don't really mess with death metal like that. I don't know, I don't jive with it. I don't know, everyone's different, you know, especially when it comes to music. That's like a whole thing. Everybody has their own tastes, but I listen to a lot of music in general, but those are the two that I kind of like but for the most part I do listen to a lot of rock, which is why this whole band kind of surfaced into my mind. The vocalist of the group, if you could not tell, would definitely listen to goth rock or just like a whole bunch of goth music in general. And goth music is always like, I love listening to it. Out of all the genres of like kind of rock, I think goth rock and definitely punk or alternative is up there. But I mean, all of these band members have definitely something that I like within their kind of like playlists or like within the bands that they listen to. So it just like, that's what makes sense to me. So some of the bands that maybe like vocalists would listen to would be like New Order, The Cure, Sisters of Mercy, something along those lines. That's definitely what I feel like he's giving off as well. And then finally we have this girl right here, which is absolutely adorable. I love her to death. I think I would die for her. She's just so cute. I love her. She is like the pianist of the group, right? She plays the keyboard or electric piano, however you want to say it, and she's fantastic at it. I also decided to make her like the master instrumentalist, so she plays every instrument, but her favorite is the keyboard, and I just thought that that would be like really cool. So in moments where like, oh man, we need this instrument for the song, but we don't know how to play it or anything like that, she's like, hey, I do know how to play it. She also is like a master at like the music programs like FL Studio and stuff, so I figured that she's also like the one who knows how to like mix and master the songs. I don't know, I think that that's really cool that like somebody could have a bunch of those capabilities, because I know some people like that, so that's like really nice. She also like teaches the rest of the band these kind of like little tips and tricks when it comes to instruments and to mixing mastering, so like that's really cute as well. I decided that for her main, I guess, rock genre would definitely be J-rock, especially stuff from like the early 2000s. I literally grew up on J-rock like religiously, guys. I loved it to death, and like every time I hear an old song from like the early 2000s of J-rock, I literally like I get transported back in time, because I'm like home. So she would definitely listen to like Malice Miser, The Gazette, Buck Tick, like all of those beautiful classics that I absolutely adore to death. So yeah, I gave her my favorite one. I think I low-key think she's my favorite character, guys. I don't know if you could tell. For her look, I really wanted to base it off of, like, very loosely base it off of the gothic Lolita look, where they've got these like beautiful frilly kinds of dresses and how like they look so cute. But like I definitely made it with her own kind of twist, so there's almost like a vampiric look to it as well. So it's just like a bunch of different elements that she kind of meshed together because she's got very much her own personal style. I decided to give her these beautiful like ponytail dreads, so like they separate, you know, right on the sides of her head, like all the way at the top. They come out very cute. I also thought it would be nice to give her like these bangs up at the front and then have like these two little longer ones down to the side of her ear, which her brother has as well. So they have like little matching elements like that kind of going on, which I thought was like super cute, because like the way I thought of it is like she kind of braided his down and then hers she dreaded down that way. So I thought it was like a cute little matching thing, you know. It's always cute to match with your friend or your like sibling, you know, in my opinion. I know some people find it corny, whatever. I like it. I also gave them both the same red beads because that would be like, you know, just like a cute little thing. Like they share them and they're like, hey, can I have some of yours? And they like do each other's hair sometimes. Like that's cute. That's cute. I decided to give her a much more like busty top that's kind of like corseted with this red ribbon. Again, another matching element with her brothers, that she has like that red ribbon and he does too. So they kind of craft a lot of these things for their outfits themselves, which is like, I feel like very much part of the rock aesthetic is like making things your own and then doing them your own way, right? Especially for like things like punk rock, for example, or well, really all of them. A lot of those outfits are made like just like based off of someone's personality and how they kind of use clothes over the years and rip them apart or something. It just makes it like a part of them over time. Her dress is definitely like the stiff corset at the top and then like kind of bows out and has these black frills under, and they just like, they look so cute from what I can imagine. Like it's just this like really big puff of frills under, and the sleeves are like super long and they kind of bow out. I really like drawing like these kind of bell sleeves where they're like overly massive. Just like these big sleeves that would get in the way but look super cute with these outfits, so that's why I like them. I decided to make her main accessory like these big, like garish, huge white pearls everywhere all over her. So she's got them as a belt, as a massive necklace, around like the top of the sleeves, in her hair. Like I really wanted to show that like she's this huge personality, and I feel like one of the ways to do that is with accessories more than anything. Accessories really put together an outfit, and you can almost kind of tell what kind of person they are from the accessories they wear. If it's like, for example, a very small necklace with like a little like trinket on it, it's going to be much more quiet versus somebody who wears like these big chunky jewelry with a lot of colors and they're very in your face. I feel like it's definitely a tell of how a personality is just from what they're wearing as accessories. That's like even besides clothing, because I think if you have an outfit and you style it with accessories two different ways, it can make it look like a massively different outfit. So I really wanted to make sure I pushed that through for her, that she's like this big character almost. What I used for them to make sure it looked really white like pearls is white paint. I ended up taking that paint marker that I had and dipping it in some acrylic because the paint was basically dry in that white acrylic marker, and then using the stamp as kind of like a little drawing tool just so it's easier to use to fill in those circles. And then I went over it with a very fine black liner and made sure I didn't make them too thick so it wouldn't look weird. But at the end, this is what both characters look like. I love how his like mesh top came out, and I'm so glad I shaded under so you could still see the shading of the body with the mesh top. It looks so good on him. And then of course, here she is completely done. Absolutely love her dress. I would die to have it. And yeah, now the band members and the band just need names. Thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.